a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. North Ronaldsay. North Ronaldsay is the northernmost island in the Orkney archipelago of Scotland, with an area of 690 hectares. It is the 14th largest. It is mentioned in the Orkneyinga saga. In modern times it is known for its historic lighthouse, migratory bird life and unusual breed of sheep. Geography. North Ronaldsay lies around 4 kilometers north of its nearest neighbor, Sandy, at. It is around 5 kilometers long and is defined by 2 large sandy bays, Linklet Bay on the eastern shoreline and South Bay at the south. The west of the island is very rocky, with many skerries. North Ronaldsay is low-lying and exposed. Its climate is extremely changeable and frequently inclement. The surrounding waters are stormy and treacherous, and have been a notorious graveyard for ships. Hollandstown at the south of the island is the most sizable settlement. It lies roughly equidistant from the airfield and the pier. North Ronaldsay is also home to a bird observatory. A dry stone dike has been built to surround the island, the purpose of which is to keep the seaweed-eating local sheep off the arable land. History. A well-preserved Iron Age broch, known as the Broch of Burien, is located on the southern tip of the island. Excavations in 1871 uncovered a large number of Iron Age and Pictish artifacts, with occupation continuing up to the Norse occupation of the Orkney Islands in the 9th century. According to the Orkneyinga saga, Thorfeinar, the 10th century Norse Earl of Orkney, killed Halfdan Longlegs on North Ronaldsay in revenge for Halfdan and his brother Gudrod's slaying of Rognvald Eysteinsson, Thorfeinar's father. Halfdan and Gudrod, who were the sons of King Harald Finehair of Norway, had trapped Rognvald in his house and set it alight. Harald, apparently appalled by his son's actions, overthrew Gudrod and restored Rognvald's lands to his son, Thora Rognvaldarsson, while Halfdan fled westwards to Orkney and displaced Thorfeinar. From a base in Caithness, Thorfeinar resisted Haydan's occupation of the islands. After a battle at sea and a ruthless campaign on land, Thorfeinar spied Halfdan hiding on North Ronaldsay. The sagas claim that Halfdan was captured and sacrificed to Odin as a blood eagle. Holland House was built in 1727. The old beacon, dating from 1789, was the third lighthouse to be built by Thomas Smith for the Commissioners of the Northern Lights. Overview of population trends. Transport. Flights from North Ronaldsay Airport link the island with Kirkwall on the Orkney mainland, as does a weekly ferry operated by Orkney Ferries. In the summer there are ferries on Tuesdays and Fridays. Flights are subsidised to £36 return, or £21 return for those who stay for at least one night. Economy. The main industries on the island are crofting and sheep farming, where unique North Ronaldsay sheep are mostly farmed collectively. Tourism also plays an important role. The island has a population of 60, roughly half of whom are descended from native islanders and new islanders who have come to live there. There is great interest in attracting new families with young children in order to keep the school open. Wildlife. The main purpose of the island's bird observatory, established in 1987, is to conduct long-term monitoring of bird populations and migration. North Ronaldsay is well known as one of the best bird-watching sites in the country during the spring and autumn migration periods. The quantity and variety of birds that can be seen at these times is often spectacular. The great auk was a North Atlantic flightless bird about the size of a goose. It became extinct in 1844. North Ronaldsay was one habitat for the great auk, which was quite abundant until then. At one Neolithic site, great auk bones make up nearly 14% of bird bones. North Ronaldsay was also a habitat for the Atlantic walrus through the mid-16th century. Lighthouse. Dennis Head, in the northeast of the island, is home to an historic lighthouse known as the Old Beacon. The light was first established in 1789 by Thomas Smith. It was to be the first of many island lighthouses for Smith. Smith received assistance with the North Ronaldsay light from his stepson Robert Stevenson, and from Ezekiel Walker. In 1809, with the construction of other nearby lighthouses, it was decided that the North Ronaldsay light was no longer required, and it was extinguished. The round stone tower was retained as a sea mark, however, and the original beacon chamber at the top replaced by a vaulted roof, capped by a remarkable ball finial. The stone spiral staircase which once led to the beacon was demolished. The original keepers' houses, roofless, but largely complete, survived below the tower. In 2006, it was one of the neglected buildings selected for the TV series restoration. However, a new lighthouse was built nearby just 43 years later in 1852. The modern lighthouse lies at the north of the island at Point of Synsos, and boasts Britain's tallest land-based lighthouse tower. The old fog siren with notable red trumpet was replaced by an electric diaphragm-type horn. That horn was discontinued in favor of a T-phone horn consisting of 8 mini-trumpets installed on the building that once housed the fog siren. The T-phone horn gives 3 blasts every 60 seconds. The electric beeper horn now lies flat on the ground next to the fog signal building. The fog signal is still in service today. Education. The community has a single school, North Ronaldsay Primary School. It had a single student until July 2017, when its sole student graduated. Various organizations use the school building. Brought to you by WikiVidi documentaries. Would you like to know more?